Today's episode of the DGS Health and Fitness podcast, we caught up with former professional football player Mark Tinkler. Mark started his career at Leeds United, starting in the youth setup there, before spending around 4 years in the first team, making 25 league appearances over the 4 years, before having a 2-year spell at York City, a 1 year at Southend, before returning to the northeast with Harlepool, spending 7 years there, heading to Scotland with Livingston, spending a season there before having a little whistle-stop tour of the Northern League with Whitby Town, Shildon, Eschwin, finishing off at Newton Aycliffe before starting off his pretty successful coaching career so far. He's currently with Middlesbrough's under-21s and doing a great job there. So, yeah, I'd just like to say welcome along to today's guest, Mark Tinkler, and hope you all enjoy the episode. And yeah, so like we've just talked about there, I think the 2004 season it was that was the new season under the Football League branding thing, like when they changed it all. And
Yeah,
was it Neil Cooper was the manager, wasn't he? What was he like to play under?
yeah, he's great. Coops. I got along really well with Neil. Obviously, sadly, he's passed away. Um, but yeah, Neil's a great guy. Very good coach, good motivator. Obviously, done really well with us, getting us to the playoffs in League One twice. Um, yeah, and like I say, he's a great guy, and obviously he sadly missed the day. We had a reunion a while ago, and Neil came down from Scotland. It was a really good night, and he sadly missed today because he's a really great guy and a funny guy and a very good coach.
Yeah, that was it. He had that good sense of humour as well, didn't he? As well, so
Yeah, he was funny. He was a great character to have around the club, but he was obviously very professional now. How he went about his job and obviously helped us to get to be successful in them 2 seasons when he was manager when I was there.
yeah, and obviously, yeah, we mentioned that you just sort of did just miss out on the promotion. It would have been to the championship at the time, but what your sort of memories of firstly the semi final and obviously the final at the Millennium Stadium against Sheffield Wednesday?
Yeah, I've been injured, so I was on the bench in the final. I had my Achilles, and I couldn't. But the whole occasion was fantastic. Obviously, there was a full house. All Hartlepool fans were down from Hartlepool, and yeah, it was just so disappointing at the end because we were so close to getting to the championship and just fell short at the final hurdle. And but the lads gave everything on the day, and Sheffield Wednesday possibly deserved to win the game. Um, yeah, so that was a massive disappointment at that time. But yeah, it was tough to take because I think we were so close, and it takes a while to get over something like that. But it was a fantastic day, and I'm sure all the Hartlepool fans who were there and who were sat watching at home were really proud of the team that day, and that how well they did and how close they came to getting into the championship.
Yeah, like you say, I was looking at the team as well. They obviously both sides had some top players about at the time. Obviously, the likes of Adam Boyd, who used to score regularly, and Joe Porter, yourself. Obviously, there was Strachan in the midfield. You mentioned earlier, Gavin Strachan, Sweeney, people like that. So, like some good pros there, wasn't obviously. And then Sheffield Wednesday had quite a few good players as well.
Some top players. Joe Porter and Boyd scored a lot of goals between them. Real handful. Boyd real quality, technically really good. Joe was real pace. Yeah, and obviously Gav was a technical midfield player. And obviously the team was obviously had a couple of lads up with Mickey and me and Wesley and Hunts. But yeah, so it was like I said, it was a team full of mixed stages, but players who wanted to be successful and push themselves as much as they can to end the careers or start the careers or keep going in the careers and try and be successful as much as they could really. And Swains is still at Hartlepool coaching. He was another top midfielder at that level. Scored lots of goals, and he's doing really well at Hartlepool as a first team coach there.
Yeah, he's a good lad as well. Obviously, I know him as well. I used to go to school with him actually. So
Oh, yeah, he's a good lad. Yeah,
yeah. So it was good to see him when he was obviously playing for Hartlepool and he was doing well and obviously doing a bit of coaching as well. So
yeah, because he made his debut at Carlisle, and I think he was only 17, 18, I think. I played the game. Yeah, he's a great lad, Swains. Speak to him every now and then. He's another one on our group chat. Yeah, he's top lad, Swains, and he's doing really well.
Yeah, so obviously we mentioned the fine and that there, but like in your time at Hartlepool, you were pretty much regarded as a bit of a legend at the club. So what would you say like was your highlight of your time at Hartlepool?
I think the promotions we had. I think they were really good times. Played some really good football at the seasons when we got promoted. Um, Met some fantastic lads. The club was very well run. Yeah, I think sometimes you get these occasions at a football club where everything just clicks for a few years, and you got the right people in Chris Turner, you got the right players in, you got the right environment created. I think that goes a long way to create a successful team. And we had a good group of lads who used to socialise together at the right times, and yeah, we just had that real connection. And once you went on the training pitch, though, there was no holds barred. If there was tackles there to be made, you made them in training. You had fallouts in training, but when you walked off the pitch on a training day, you still good mates. Nothing ever got tucked into the changing rooms. We all wanted the same thing. We want to be successful. So to be successful, you've got to train the way you play, and that's what we did. And thankfully, we took it on a game on a Saturday or Tuesday, and we were successful for the period we were there, and which was fantastic. And yeah, really really good times. Really good times.
Yeah, we sort of briefly mentioned the final there, but didn't it? Was it? Who was the manager at the time? Was it Neil Cooper still, wasn't it? Didn't he walk out though just before a few weeks before the final? He left, didn't he? After.
Yeah, Neil had a yeah. We played Bournemouth. We had to get appointed Bournemouth to get in the playoffs. And Neil left, I think, a couple of weeks before that game. For some issues he had, and Martin Scott took over. And yeah, Martin led the team out at Cardiff. So yeah.
Yeah. So just got next question there. So can you remember what was the most memorable game that you ever played in yourself?
I think I made my home debut with Leeds, and obviously winning there for Youth Cup, and obviously the European Championships with England. They're the ones that stand out. Because obviously you're playing at Old Trafford and you're playing at Ellen Road. I think it was the first time they put out a Youth Cup game on Sky. So the second leg was on Sky. And obviously the Euros in the summer after that, we had all the games on TV, and we beat Turkey in the final 1-0. And yeah, and obviously my home debut in front of at Ellen Road and in front of the Leeds fans was fantastic. But I think as time goes on and you look back, even my time at like you look at my time at Hartlepool, the games we played, the big games, and the reaction of the fans, getting the coach through the town, and build that community with the togetherness with obviously with the club and the town, and it was just that type of thing was really special.
Yeah, I can well imagine. So obviously you played for quite a few different managers. Who would you say was your favourite manager to play under? Who was probably the best coach? So yeah, we'll just come to this last few questions anyway. So who would you say, if anyone, would you have loved to have played against, either in your era or the current era now?
Um, probably probably Zidane. I always watched him. I thought what an unbelievable player, and to play against someone like that would be something special. I think he had everything, Zidane, as a midfielder. Some real quality touches, unbelievable vision, awareness. Yeah, so probably Zinedine Zidane.
Yeah. And who in the modern game would you say is most like yourself, like similar attributes and determination, that kind of thing? Is who would you say in the current game?
As a midfielder, trying to think. Yeah, I'm not too sure, David. To be honest with you, I never really thought about it. Would be like me. It would be similar to my attributes. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a tough one, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't really think about what would be similar to me because they're all better than me. So
Yeah, and obviously it is quite a different game these days, isn't it?
yeah, it is. It's a lot more obviously technical based, and obviously you see a lot of teams want to play out and play through the thirds. And but you look at City, and he's watched John Stones the night. It was centre half, and he was ending up in the opposition box. But not just being there, but he was looking to create, get on the ball, and try and create overloads in all sorts of areas. So yeah, it's a different type of football what I started playing. But yeah, it's really good and really enjoyable to watch. And I think we're creating a lot more technical gifted players in England. You look at the current England squad where they've got some fantastic players with unbelievable ability that can obviously create opportunities from nothing, whether it's a bit of skill or awareness or vision for a pass. Yeah, we've got some unbelievable young players, and long may it continue, really.
Yeah, absolutely. So in your career then, did you have any kind of personal achievement goals for yourself?
Obviously, wanted to play in the Premier League, which I was fortunate to do as a kid, but obviously I didn't play there as long as I'd have wanted. I would love to play for England and FA Cup finals, but I think to have a career for 17 years professionally and be quite successful in the teams I played at and with promotions and playoffs, and obviously as a young boy coming through and play for England youth teams up until under 21s, and yeah, I think I've been fortunate and lucky, and I look back and with fantastic pride, really, and because it's not easy. It can be football can be a bit of a brutal world, but just stick at it and keep working, and hopefully you'll get your successes. Yeah, so that them type of things, really.
Yeah, so in your career as well, and how did you motivate yourself? Because obviously motivation is quite a big thing. Like, how was it like maybe before the season or before a big game? How did you motivate yourself?
Um, to be honest with you, I don't. As a player, I don't think you need much motivation. I think you go out there, as soon as you cross that white line, um, you know what's on the line. You need to win 3 points, so you're gonna have to run through a brick wall if you're going to have to get them. Sometimes the game doesn't go the way you expect with the ball. You might have a bad game with the ball, but there's no excuse not to run hard and run for as long as you can in them 90, 95 minutes. So I think your motivation should always come from within. I don't think there's anything specific that I said, oh, I need to motivate myself for this. As soon as you cross that white line, you become a different person. You need to go out there and do everything you can to win the football match and help your teammates, really. And that's how I seen it. And yeah, so that's the way I said it. Obviously, everybody's different, players see it differently these days. But that's how I was as a player.
Yeah, and as it certain Mr. Warnock said, you've got to die for 3 points, don't you? So you just got to go out and motivate yourself.
Yeah,
And yeah,
I think you do. Yeah, I think motivation comes from within, and as soon as you cross that white line, you know what's at stake, and go and do everything you possibly can to help your team and help your teammates get them 3 points.
yeah. So in terms of your career, then, like, would you have any future ambitions to be maybe managing in the Premier League or the Football League?
Yeah, obviously I've been at Middlesbrough 15 years now, working different ages, 14, 16s, 18s, and obviously now 21s. I've had a couple of opportunities to go up with first teams at various clubs, but it just hasn't been the right time for me. But you never say never, and if the right opportunity comes up and you think you just never know, really. So you've always got to think about these things. But obviously, I've had a great time at Middlesbrough, and so whatever comes up, and then you always think about it, and you always see what could be next. But yeah, so you never say never, never say never.
Yeah, absolutely. So looking back over your career, then, is there anything that you would have changed if you could?
Yeah, I wouldn't have went up for that header at Old Trafford. Broke my ankle.
Yeah,
um, Not really. I think I'm a believer in fate, and your life's set out for you. So um, whatever happens for a reason, and you get on with it and you make the best of it. And like I obviously broke my ankle, but you had to get on with it. Didn't get the career I wanted, but I still stayed in the game for 17 years. And so no, like I say, I'm a believer in fate, and things happen for a reason. You just got to adjust and maybe set your plans somewhere different, or something different, or aim not too high at times. And um, yeah, so that's what I'm like. I'm kind of like that as a person.
yeah. So if you had the opportunity to go back to when you were playing and change one of the following, either having a sort of injury-free career and making a record number of appearances, or being successful in terms of reaching more finals and winning trophies, which one would you look back and change if you could?
Oh, definitely have an injury-free career. So I think having it been injured, I was obviously injured with my ankle, but over the years I got injured with my Achilles and various stuff. But yeah, if you're lucky enough to have a injury-free career and you stay fit, I think obviously you're going to make more appearances and hopefully
Yeah.
that success will come with them appearances. So definitely injury-free career, I would go back and wish for.
Yeah, like players say now, don't they? Obviously, play as long as you can. So obviously, injuries. If you don't have as many injuries as well, then it gives you the sort of the best chance, doesn't it? Really?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, obviously, if you're staying fit throughout your career, you're very fortunate and you're very lucky, which helps you prolong your career. Maybe there's another probably 3 or 4 years at times, you know. So yeah, that would definitely be my wish if I was playing again.
Yeah, and obviously, sort of touched a little bit on it there, but now more than ever, nutrition and fitness and looking after your physical and mental well-being is and following a set plan is quite important. But in your era, it was like a different area. Was there any kind of training sessions, or did you have like a nutrition coach or a manager telling you what you could or couldn't eat, that kind of thing?
Yeah, I think as a player you recognise what you could eat, and when you could eat, and what you couldn't. I think as the years went by in my career, I think obviously nutritionists come in, the sports scientists come in, the strength and conditioning guys come in. So yeah, you got more used to it, and you understood it more. And especially in the role I'm in now at the club, I think it's important all young players understand what's required in terms of the discipline and their motivation to improve, and obviously the levels of fitness and eating the right foods is going to have that small margins, small gains to help you perform better on whether it's training or in games, and you've got to do it really.
Yeah, and obviously on the like the physical and mental health kind of things, it's really important to be your best and give yourself the best chance of success. Is there anything like that you would have done or you would do now if you were struggling in either a professional or personal capacity?
Yeah, I think you have struggles as a player, whether when things aren't even when things are going right, and or when things aren't going right. Yeah, you have struggles. I had struggles as a player coming through. Obviously, when you're injured and you aren't performing well, and the fans are on you, and it becomes tough. So probably, yeah, definitely talk to people about it. And I think that's the first thing I'd do. If I was doing it now, I'd go and speak to people and then try and manage my behaviours and the way I was if things weren't going my way, and not let it affect us as much as I probably did. So yeah, definitely be open and go and speak to people, because when you speak to people, it opens up so many other doors and you can see things differently. So that's definitely important.
Absolutely, yeah. So we'll just come at the end now. The last couple of quick fire questions, and then I'll let you sort of get on with your day. So we'll go with the first one. So Saturday at 3 o'clock or a night game under the lights.
Oh, I love night games under the lights. Especially at the Vic on a Friday night. We had some really good successes there. I remember beating Grimsby 8-1 under the lights.
Yeah, I was actually at that game. Yeah,
Oh yeah, right.
yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, definitely. I love night games. I love night games. Yeah.
yeah. And last minute winner or hat trick.
Oh, you can't beat a last minute winner.
Yeah,
Can't beat it. Yeah, definitely. That euphoria of putting the ball in the back of the net and you knowing you've won the game. Yeah, that's something special.
yeah. And this is a kind of a new one. VAR or no VAR.
VAR, needs a lot of work to be done with it. But I think it's um, yeah, some of it's for the benefit of the game, but other stuff they need to be aware of, and they probably possibly take certain aspects of it away, because it becomes like it becomes draining at times when you're watching games and you're waiting and for certain actions and them sort of things. But yeah, some good things and some bad things.
Yeah. Night in or night out.
Oh, I don't mind a night out I like a night out. But when I played, yeah, I love it, especially after you won on a Saturday, a night out with your
Yeah,
mates or your teammates.
yeah. It was a different spell then when you obviously used to go out and things like that.
Yeah.
Favorite takeaway or cheap meal.
Or takeaway. I like an Indian.
Yeah.
I love Indian food. Yeah, love an Indian food.
Cristiano Ronaldo or Lionel Messi.
Um, probably, I'd probably say Chris as a player, probably is Messi, but as somebody who's dedicated, I don't think Cristiano's obviously as talented as Messi with the ball at his feet, but I think dedication that Ronaldo has shown to get his fitness levels and his body in that condition to keep playing and producing the goods week in week out. I think that's something special from a person, and to have that motivation, that drive to keep doing it year in year out. Yeah, I think that's something special.
Yeah. And the last one, match of the day. Oh, I'm a celebrity.
Oh, match of the day.
Yeah,
I don't
without a
watch
doubt.
I'm a Celebrity anymore.
No, the missus tries to watch it, but I cannot stand that bloody show. Yeah, so it's obviously it's now crucial more than ever, to speak about problems and struggles and things like that. So if anyone who's listening or watching to this struggling, reach out. I will put numbers and things like that that's available in the links for the notes. I'd just like to say thanks for being on the show today. Really appreciate your time, and it was great to hear about your career and get an insight of what it's like to be a professional and play at the top level like you did. So thank you very much. I really appreciate that.
Cheers, David. Thanks very much. I've really enjoyed it. Thanks a
Yeah,
lot, mate.
thanks, buddy. See you soon. Bye.
Cheers, Pat. Cheers, mate. Bye bye.